And Jesus Christ, having nothing more precious than himself, did offer up himself. If Paul had known any other sacrifice after the death of Jesus Christ, that is, in all the times of the New Testament, more acceptable unto God than the mortification of our own bodies, would he not have given us notice thereof, if there was any other sacrifice, and he did not know thereof? Then led not the Spirit him to all truth, which is to say, were blasphemy, if he knew it, and yet did not give us notice thereof? Then did he not the duty and office of a true preacher, and that to affirm were like impiety? If any man might have offered Jesus Christ but himself only, in vain had it been to him to have suffered so cruel torment in his own person by oblation of himself. And so to affirm that mortal man may offer him who is immortal God, in my opinion, is malapert pride. But let us hear more. Paul says, by one oblation has he made perfect forever them which are sanctified, and also remission of sins once gotten, there rests no more sacrifice. They will not avoid Paul's words, although they say Paul speaks of the Levitical sacrifice. No papists, he excludes all manner of sacrifice, saying, nulla amplius restat oblatio, no more sacrifice rests. And thereto testifies Jesus Christ himself upon the cross, saying, consummatum est, that is, whatever is required for pacifying my Father's wrath justly moved against sin, whatever is necessary for reconciliation of mankind to the favour of my eternal Father, and whatever the purgation of the sins of the whole world required, is now complete and ended, so that no further sacrifice rests for sin. Hear ye, papists, 2 witnesses speak against you. How can you deny the opinion of your mass to be false and vain? You say it is a sacrifice for sin, but Jesus Christ and Paul say the only death of Christ was sufficient for sin, and after it rests no other sacrifice. Speak, or else you are like to be condemned. I know you will say, it is none other sacrifice, but the self-same, save that it is iterated and renewed. But the words of Paul bind you more straitly than that, so you may escape. For in his whole disputation contends he not only that there is no other sacrifice for sin, but also that the self-same sacrifice once offered is sufficient, and never may be offered again. For otherwise, if no greater price, value, nor extenuation should the death of Christ be than the death of those beasts which were offered under the law, which are proved to be of none effect, nor strength, because it behooved them oftentimes to be iterated. The apostle, by comparing Jesus Christ to the Levitical priests and his sacrifice unto theirs, makes the matter plain that Christ might be offered but once. First, the Levitical priests were mortal, and therefore it behooved them to have successors. But Christ is an eternal priest, and therefore is alone, and needs no successor.